in Dan Snyder's bedroom. Hello, everybody. It is Bell and the Birdmen. I am John Barch, along with Vince Quinn, of course, Taylor Credatis. As you might have heard, our good friend Vince Quinn, yes, still in Chucktown. Yes, still drinking liquid death from this wonderful 12-pack sitting to my right of me. And yes, it seems as if we can predict the future. Dan Snyder, total scumbag. And according to one Seth Wickersham, may I read you the tweets here, Mr. Vince Quinn?
Yes, please. Please read the tweet. Yes, please.
30-plus sources. 30-plus sources. Snyder has said his dirt on Goodell/owners could, quote, blow up the NFL. They can't fuck with me. He's lost Jerry Jones. Goodell wants Snyder gone. And a novel removal method owners have discussed. Apparently, it is an all-out war of cards going on right now. They are playing things left and right. Of course the NFL is going to give this to Seth Wickersham first and foremost. Duh. They are trying everything and have tried everything to get Dan Snyder out. They've tried to clean up the whole Commanders thing to be like, see, don't you want to buy this beautiful franchise, et cetera, et cetera. But Vince Quinn, your first takes after seeing this in the morning, dipping into some of the article, and there's a lot to get through. I couldn't even get through all of it. There's so much bullshit in it.
Yeah.
My goodness. We were right. I don't know if I'm
totally
fully right
right
about the Brady thing, but if Dan Snyder has dirt on Roger Goodell, I think it involves Tom Brady in some regard.
Maybe. Look, when it comes to the Tom Brady stuff, you were right that something else was going on because clearly he's going through a divorce, and that's been this big story they've been trying to hide all off season long. But, thinking about Dan Snyder, this, of course. First off, of course, to all of this, and shame on everybody in the NFL. They deserve every single thing that's coming from this because they let this scumbag, first off, into the league and then covered him for 30 years now, almost. I mean, to let somebody that's been around for this long and has been this scummy and had this many lawsuits run a terrible team, run a terrible stadium, and do it forever, this is exactly what you deserve. And now they're at a point where this has to end somehow, and they have no idea what to do. I mean, I said suicide bomber kind of jokingly up front, but that's what this is. I mean, he is strapped to the teeth. He's got all this information. It's any action movie you've ever seen where the villain is holding a young girl, and he's got the detonator in his hand, and he's like, if you don't do it, I'll blow myself up. That's what this is. And they have no idea how to handle this situation because they've made this monster and lived with this monster forever now. So I have no sympathy for anybody that's dealing with this. I have tons of sympathy for the people who have had to put up with it, whether it was getting jobs, being exploited, all the different cheerleaders that he's manipulated and sexually assaulted and all, or done really pervy, gross things with. All of that stuff, I feel for those people, but this guy's an absolute monster. There's no doubt about it. There's too many people that have 30-plus sources for an NFL owner is unprecedented, and he deserves every bit of it. Massive scumbag.
And, last week, in case you missed that, too, Dan Snyder, his lawyers, actually, it was I think the representative of the Commanders team, came out with this 9-page letter basically saying, oh, the investigation is such a sham on this, and there's so many questions on how they handled it, and we're just sitting there wondering, all right, what do they get in front of? What's the news dump? You just assumed it was that came out on a Thursday. There's going to be some big article on Friday, and I think this is what it was referencing. It's just everything that's in there. In fact, Dan Snyder hiring his own private investigators to basically, turn the wheel to oh, no, we're not going down that road. Absolutely not. And then has every, executive power of this investigation to basically steer it any way he wants to and be like, you can have this, but you're sure as shit not even going to touch all the sexual allegation stuff that's over here. And, no, we're not going to, no, the taxes thing, that's up. And you forget that he has had this team since he's 34 years old. He was the youngest NFL owner, and they've treated him like the rich kid the entire time. Absolutely. This is all a part of every single owner, especially Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones is no different. These two guys are the same people. Jerry just knows how to get away with it. And most of these NFL owners know how to get away with it. The problem is Dan Snyder likes to piss in his own face and then blame everybody and go clean up my mess, ma. And that's what they're dealing with right now. So much so that Seth Wickersham and others in the NFL thinks it could turn the whole fucking thing down. What else could it be, Vince Quinn? What else could it be? It's everything that the Patriots and Tom Brady and that. It's all of that. What else could you have on Roger Goodell? You've said it so yourself. They've burned the tapes right in front of everybody and be like, nope, we're not discussing that. That's done. That's out. I bet you he's got copies of all of them. All of them. Because there is, again, no way that anyone would put the NBA shipped people fucking snip, snap out when there's any little bit of trouble. How the hell has Dan Snyder survived all of this? And Seth Wickersham answered that question this morning.
Yeah, this is what it takes to survive. And there's quotes from Dan Snyder in this piece where he's basically saying the NFL is a mafia, and by getting PIs to dig up all these secrets and use that as a way to blackmail everybody else in the league, that's how he's held the team hostage. And think about this, too, because one of the things they reference in the article, and we've discussed previously and had some thoughts about of where this all came from, it strongly suggested that he's the reason that John Gruden is out of the league and all that stuff got leaked. The Bruce Allen emails all got leaked. And if you're an NFL owner, because one of the questions and one of the theories with all of this was, is Dan Snyder serious when it comes to the PIs and the blackmail? You better take this man seriously. There is nothing else to do but take this man at his word, because
he's probably got shit on us right now.
He might. Who knows?
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying, like,
he's vindictive and small. I mean, of course, like he's going to have it on anybody and everybody. He's already proven it. So that's why everybody's scared of this guy. That's why they haven't voted him out as an owner. That's why they didn't say a word when he was sitting on a yacht overseas for weeks dodging a congressional subpoena. They are terrified of this guy. He's got all the dirt. And like you said with all the owners, they all have dirt. But you know what? They've all buried it for each other and worked together to do that. This is the first time you have somebody going completely rogue where nobody likes him, nobody respects him. He's on an island. He's been trying to convince everybody to not vote him out of the league because it takes 24 votes to do that. So he knows he's on the edge. And he just, like, here's the sad thing about it. He can't sell the team and live his life. He's not able to do it. He
doesn't want to.
Well, he can't. He's not capable of it. He's so attached to this idea that he can run a great football team and, like, fulfill this childhood fantasy that he's going to die in a nuclear bunker.
You think it's that? Dude, he's got so many things buried in that franchise, he can't sell it to anybody, because that means he's got to open his fucking books. And the moment he does that, ooh, boy, is that downtown Julie Brown. See ya. No one knows who that is. I'm so sorry. But, like...
well, she's in jail now, that's why.
Is she? Seriously?
I don't know who that actually is, so I was just rolling.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, he could sell that team, though. I gotta tell you, yeah,
he can't.
Yes, dude, that team. Believe it or not, that team is worth $5.6 billion is the estimate.
No, you believe that that's after everything we know about Dan Snyder, you're going to trust an evaluation of that? No way, dude.
It's not from him. It's a Forbes evaluation. It's probably inflated. But even still, if you're the NFL, even if he's been lying about the books, you do that behind the scenes. He undersells it. You get new ownership in there as the NFL, and you build a real franchise there.
What do you think the NFL has already set that up? They thought they had him. I think that's what this is kind of more or less pointing to. They thought they had him when they're making the switches. They're gutting everything out. They're making this very smiley Commanders team. They have all these shitty songs. Like, there's just one thing that they got to replace, and they think they've got them between all the stuff that's happened up to this point. And seriously, go back and listen to this. We will link it down in the description of YouTube and the podcast. We talked about this at length because during the middle of all of this, Vince Quinn, this is just for a reminder of me too, and I want to make sure I got this right. During that whole time when they're trying to get Dan Snyder to commit and come in, like, there's some large DEA investigation going on about one of their strength coaches that ends up going away in like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, during this whole process. So there is so much chess going on between, and it is an all-out war. Roger Goodell and everybody they have tried everything. Now the government has tried to step in, and they still cannot get to him because he's got too much information. He's like, he should be in jail. There's no question. Fuck, like, selling the franchise. Yes, that should have happened a long time ago. But, like, this is Roger Goodell is completely frustrated by all this, and I think everyone is petrified and on pins and needles that this is it. Because like, if you're not thinking that the NFL could end the way we know it as of now, oh my God, we are so close to that happening. I don't think we realize it.
No, and that's the power of it. Otherwise, they would have kicked him out. They don't want anything to do with this. And yeah, like think about how all this stuff has happened. Right? This is an ESPN report. You mentioned that earlier. I think that's really worth hammering home. This is an ESPN report. This is a league partner that they've decided to run with this story. They're not the people that ran the Tom Brady story. When that story got publicized, they didn't talk about it. It wasn't their story. They weren't interested in going into all that. They've got deals with Tom Brady and all this stuff. Well, here they are saying that he's blackmailing the league, including the commissioner himself, and holding that team hostage. So for them to come out with that report with all those high-end sources, it is the government, for Congress and the DEA, it is all the lawsuits with all these women, the subpoenas or all the NDAs that he signed from over the years for other previous cases. When he was getting investigated recently, he got in trouble for witness intimidation. Like they have no idea what to do.
Mafia, like you said.
Yeah, so the fact that he is refusing to sell this team when that's all they want him to do. I mean, it's really bad business. And I just don't know how you exist like this. I mean, if you're Dan Snyder, how do you go to league meetings? How do you conduct any business? How are you going to get any fans? Who signs up to support this team anymore? Like those idiots who were like, yo, we're the Commanders. Like those guys, did you see that video that came? Like, throw your jerseys in the trash. Yeah, burn your jerseys, burn the footage. Like, you just move on with your lives because you can't support a guy like this. You can't support it.
Well, here's like I think I would definitely say go back and even me, a non-reader, wants to read this over and over again because there's so many interesting nuggets out of this thing. But here's my largest perspective on all of this. You know, like, now that we have a little more insight in confirming that the NFL and the owners are very much like a mafia, like, hey, I'll get you at any chance that I can get, which, you know, reminds me of all the Robert Kraft stuff, all the stuff that, like, is clearly against the Patriots because they know that they want to nail them. They know that they're doing this stuff, and they're trying every which way to, like, sway the balance. So, you know when fucked up trades happen and they're head scratchers and you just can't find out why?
Yep.
Bingo. I think that happens a lot more than we think. Be like, hey, you're going to fucking trade me A.J. Brown. And maybe Howie's just the best at doing that. And I've, like, thought about that a couple of times now where he just would walk up and just be like, hey, motherfucker, I'll leak those pictures tomorrow if you don't trade me A.J. Brown. Or whatever it is with an agent. And, like, you're telling me he's the most hated man against agents. Be like, yeah, no, I could do that deal. Or I could tell everybody your boy has this type of a problem. You tell me. And hangs up the phone. Like, right? I don't know. I mean, it's tinfoil. I'm just saying, if not Howie, it is 1,000% happened between owners in a trade before. And it has to have.
There's weird politics that have definitely affected trades. There's no doubt about that. And one of the things that you go back to the article, I mean, look, all the reporting is that Dan Snyder demanded Carson Wentz be on the team, which explains Ron Rivera this week going, hey, Ron, everybody else in the division is doing better than you. Quarterback. Yeah, so that's it. He didn't want Carson
Shout out to Ron for being a real one. Thank you.
Well, yeah, but he's also had to shovel everything in and be like, yes, I asked for Carson Wentz. He put out a statement today saying, thank you to Dan Snyder for going out of his way to get my quarterback, Carson Wentz, towards the top of my list. Like, it's embarrassing, man.
Where did that come from?
Just quit. Honest, like, you would be better off quitting the job today. No one would blame you. I don't think anybody in the NFL world could blame you for just walking out on this and going, this whole thing's a disaster. I mean, what's next?
Well, like, I think that's the next domino to drop, to be honest with you. Like, something if Washington is another loss away, 2 losses away, you know that they're so undisciplined anyway. Why not just walk out? Why not quit?
And that's the kind of stuff that it's going to take. Like, at this point, I don't know what else you can do, because here's one of the theories that they're running right now of how they're going to get Dan Snyder to ultimately sell this thing and walk away. Because that's really, I mean, other than the guy mysteriously dying somewhere, that is the only way this ends, is if he finally turns a leaf, which who knows. But outside of that, The only way that he's going to get out of here is if he ultimately decides to sell. And what they're thinking about doing right now, the report is, as the NFL league rules state, you can only take on so much debt as an owner to build a new stadium. So if they just deny him the ability to go over that to get a new stadium, if they deny him, they can get a $200 million loan from the league. This is all written out in the article. If they would deny him all of that stuff, they're holding that over his head, then yeah, he's not going to get that stadium. He's going to rot. They're going to starve him financially is the only way that if that's what they have to do, then that's what it's going to be. But they're going to try to blackball this guy, and he's just going to spiral to the bottom. It's just,
you can't do that though, because he's just going to start to. John Gruden was the first shot across the bow, and if that's like the tip of the iceberg, well, buckle in, because that's what I'm saying. It's either you have to let him rot in hell, and he'll hang on for every inch, because that's who Dan Snyder is. You just said he's Napoleon. He wouldn't know any better. Fuck, he wanted Carson Wentz here. Good Lord. Let me
throw out a theory then, because just spitballing here. If they were that desperate to get him out to walk away, if every NFL owner and Roger Goodell have to sit down with Dan Snyder and go, listen, what's the price? What's the price?
No, because there is no price. This isn't a money thing. This is I will do what I fucking want, and you can't tell me to leave, because I know everything you guys did to build this league over the last 30 years. And there's too many dead bodies under there, man. And what I know incriminates every single one of you. And I would go as far to say including our own Jeffrey Lurie. Because, again, I on the surface, he's a great owner. But listen, I'm not stupid here. I know that there's probably some shady shit that goes on.
It's hard to be a billionaire with a clean sheet.
It's sports, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
It's a shitty business. So, yeah, I think it's everyone's reputation on the line, and everyone's money is on the line. Because, he doesn't – if it's going down with him. That's why this is so hard to navigate, in my opinion. I think that's what the internal struggle is here.
Well, yeah, I don't know if there is, but I'm just trying to think of ways they can get out of this. Because I don't
any
know.
Ideas? I have no idea how you get this guy out of here if he can ruin the league possibly with anything that he says.
It's just going to be calling each other's bluff until everybody knows everything.
I think it ends up with him at a congressional hearing, except trying to be the victim and saying look at all this bad shit that all these people doing, and I had to just keep going along with it. What was I supposed to do? I could totally hear that happening.
Would his lawyer even advise that?
What's that?
Would his lawyer even advise that? How can he play victim?
Oh, not. I'm saying no from Dan Snyder. I'm saying if it
that's
comes
what
to
I
that
mean.
point, I have no idea.
The only thing I can think of is if they know how to get him, of something that they can prove that he's done that's actually arrestable for a long time, and the whole weight of the NFL. Look, if he's got some sort of tax that, they Al Capone him, and they just go listen, we know he was all this money, he was cooking the books, he owes you tens of millions of dollars, and you need to prosecute this guy and send him to jail to the highest letter because we're the NFL and we're telling you to do that.
Same problem. He has too much evidence the other way. To me, I think it would be more. Do you think it's possible that someone is trying to flip Snyder against the NFL? Because that, to me, is more interesting. They're basically have them surrounded. To your point, I agree. They have them surrounded. There's not a lot of places to move here. So if they go, okay, why don't you turn states against all the shit that you have, go on the government side of this and say, let's go take the NFL down and the antitrust laws down, and let's go do this thing. Because a part of me, all right, here we go. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking way down along the road. I'm thinking of our good friend The Rock. Okay, right? If you know the NFL's going to fucking break, and I've heard Mark Cuban say it's a fat fucking pig and it's got to be popped, and they're all preparing for these European NFL. Well, what if they never get there and the fucking thing snaps? And there's all this talent, and then there's the XFL, CFL ready to catch them. I don't know.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, it's hey, if I'm the USFL stars.
USFL too. Exactly right. If you're ready to go back to war again with the NFL and everything lines up, or hey, Dan, if you turn states, we'll get you ownership in the USFL, XFL. What do you think? They could play that card too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'm a sicko. I'm a goddamn sicko. I'm so sorry, everybody.
It's crazy, though. I mean, this guy he is one of the most powerful people in America because of his money and his status, and he's got secrets on some of the most powerful people in America. Everybody knows it now. How do you maintain anything? Like, I don't know how any of this can possibly operate on any level, because the league's just going to constantly find ways to screw him over. He's just going to operate for 30 years. Because he's 57. He's miserable. He's going to live till he's 125. Like,
of course, yeah.
Right? Like, miserable people like that just go on forever. So he's going to do that forever with everybody hating his guts, the team making no money, nobody buying him a new stadium. He's just going to be an eyesore of the league. Like, they might as well just invent relegation and relegate him. Like, that's the only thing I can think of. Is like, hey, we're going to take 4 teams, and you're all in a lower division now, and you don't make the TV rights money, and you just tell everybody else, like, sorry, fellas.
Wait a minute. That's exactly what they're going to do. Whoever has to be an NFL, I bet they're going to. No, they wouldn't rip current teams away from their home stadiums, would they? That'd be fucking awesome.
Well, you could. I mean, I don't know if you can, against his will, send Dan Snyder and be like, hey, Dan, your team's located in Siberia. Hey, congratulations. You're the Siberian Commanders.
Oh, wait, actually, I think it might be able to work. Like, if the European division is the move-up division, and Taylor's already shaking his head, so there you go. You move the Commanders to London for a very long time, and the London Commanders make a lot more sense as a name, doesn't it?
I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, it still stinks, but
it does.
At least Dan's in international waters. Then he can.
Wait, no, they go back to the London Football Club.
Ah, there you go, the London Football Club. I love that.
It's no longer Washington.
So
football.
actually, I think you might be right, Vince. I think like there's a way to get him out at least that way, maybe legally, but in the end, I think someone does try to flip Snyder to go against the NFL, and that's what we're missing here.
Well, it's just like what, because the tough thing is you just have there's no obvious resolution to anything, because if he's refusing to sell and he's got all these secrets, they can't force him out because they know what those secrets are. So like you're stuck. It's a hostage situation. It really is.
Man, I don't know how long it's gonna take, but like I don't think the NFL can get past this. I don't. I see a standoff that lasts too long, and like something breaks. Something breaks.
Well, that's the thing. Something has to break. Like the person that I wonder the most about in all of this, and here's the one person that could probably make the most change and end the stalemate. It's his wife. I mean, she's going to the league meetings and all this stuff. She's quote unquote running the team, although it's apparently obvious, and of course, Dan's been doing it this whole time. But like, she's the figurehead. She's dragged into all of this. She's ride or die. So I guess he picked a good one for that. But my God, man, I mean, like,
holding her hostage. You know, who knows?
Yeah, like, is she willing to stay with all of this? Can she break him down? Would she want to break him down? Dan, we can take $6 billion and walk away. Dan, we can buy an XFL team. Dan. Like, you know, it's just like, whatever. Like, you gotta. She's the only person I think that can solve any of this. She's the only one.
I don't think the NFL wins this one. I know you should never ever bet against them, but what do you guys think? That's my ultimate take. I don't think the NFL wins this one, or at least wins it completely. I don't think there's a way out.
Honestly. Yeah, it's going to be a massive compromise. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I mean, is it a Bobby Bonilla deal? Like, they pay him $20 million every year for 30 years? You know, like, Dan, until you're dead, we're just going to give you $8 billion a year. Like, I don't know.
Till 2145.
Seriously.
I think it ends with Roger and him leaving. I think it's like you just got to take out each other's queen. Like, all right, fine, fuck it. Like, we can. You've been paid enough. They'll golden parachute Roger. He'll go away for 2 or 3 years, then he'll come back into the media, some stupid like pregame show. I could see all that happening.
All right, Taylor, could you look up when his contract ends? Because he had signed an extension a couple of years ago, and I wondered if that
was off season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's somewhere between now and like 2025 at the latest. But that could be one. Here's the other side too. I mean, think about this. Jerry Jones has been his defender for a long time, And now he's got dirt on Jerry. That's well publicized. So
they were never fucking friends. Are you kidding me? Is anyone believing that? Can you ever see Jerry Jones and that piece of shit ever being friends?
yes.
No, I
Yes.
don't see that at all.
I
I
think
see
they're
two
both-
pieces of shit that are completely jealous of what the other one has.
Yeah, I don't think Jerry's jealous of Dan. I think Dan's
or
been
whatever
pretty
it is.
jealous of him. But I think for Jerry it was just like, hey, this guy makes a lot of money. Like let's leave it be. But now if that's gone nuclear and Snyder's pointing at somebody, I think your theory's probably that makes a lot of sense. He goes, listen, I'm going to release everything about this guy. He's got to go. He's done.
No problem. We already fired Roger. What are you going to do now? Like, and Tom will be gone by then, so it won't be as big of a deal. Bill will probably retire, So, like, once all that happens, like, I would say out of this, Robert Kraft, him, and Roger all goes if it ends up in that compromise.
All right. Are we talking rigged Super Bowls here? I just want to throw that out.
Yes, I am.
I think so too. I would think
Or
there's
something
something he's
very close to compromising the game because why'd you burn the tape so fucking fast?
well,
That's
yeah,
all.
for the Spygate stuff, 100%, and then just like influencing playoff calls for certain storylines or what, like your theory with the Rams winning the Super Bowl in LA.
There's no fucking way, man.
Right?
They can't rig the Super Bowl.
You
How?
you can influence it.
Listen, man.
Influence
More
to what degree,
officiating.
though?
Yes. I think they can do things that we can't see. That's all. Who knows?
Everybody's watching. There's no way.
Yeah, everybody's watching, and the Rams blatantly got away with the worst PI call I've ever seen in my life. And made it to the Super Bowl that year. Yeah, no big deal. And then somehow made it back there with, I don't know. I'm just saying, it's probably not that. You're right. That's probably too far-fetched, but, like, something. I feel as though
Well, it'd be dumb if they did.
it would be super dumb
Yeah.
if they did.
Yeah, because it's hard to keep that quiet. That's been my biggest thing against theories like that. Like, how do you keep it ultimately quiet with so many people involved and so many cameras? It feels impossible.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think that's what the way they want us to think. There I go again. I don't know.
See,
I don't
know.
I just don't trust them, and that's duh. Like the integrity of the game is probably not compromised. It probably isn't. But there's probably some shit which would make it seem as if it is, and that's enough for them to never have that get out ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how they think. They're just trying to protect their interests and all that stuff, and then like it just spirals. That's pretty much everybody a fucking billionaire's playbook, isn't it? Like, oh, we can't let this out. It probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, and then it spirals into shit like this.
Yeah.
So
Something to come
keep an eye
out
on the
soon.
prize. Yeah.
Yep.
By the way,
Something
real
to come out.
quickly, as I am cracking open a Baby Ruth, because I would choose that over a Butterfinger, which is in my left hand. I chose the Baby Ruth in my right hand. What are you going with there, Vince Quinn?
Yeah, you can get the Butterfinger and just throw it in the garbage. I'm never eating it.
Oh, my God.
I'm never eating it.
Now, slow down. I just love the Baby Ruth over the Butterfinger slightly, but you're telling me to throw this away? That's absurd.
It's a terrible candy.
Oh,
What is good about a Butterfinger?
It's a Butterfinger.
It's crunchy, peanut butter, delicious.
Chocolately delicious. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's got
coffee.
butt in the name and it's accurate. There's
So
terrible.
you don't like butter?
The middle of it is just it's awful. The way it sticks to your teeth and everything. I hate it.
It's peanut butter and it's toffee and it's awesomeness, isn't it?
No, the toffee
Peanut
sucks.
butter?
So you're anti-toffee?
Well, specifically in a Butterfinger, yes.
What?
But you like toffee.
I'm trying to think of other places I even like toffee. What, like, I don't know, but it's not a
toffee.
good.
All right. So, what Butterfinger for you then? By
Oh,
landslide?
yeah, Butterfinger for sure.
All right.
Ugh.
Let us know 215-509-5833. Butterfinger versus Baby Ruth. I'm just going to have random candies versus each other. Like, is it okay to do fruit candy versus chocolate candy in these scenarios? Or should we try and keep it, as close to its brother as possible?
I mean, if it's a good chaotic matchup, I'm here for it.
All right. Like, if I went Skittles, Baby Ruth, what would you go?
Ooh,
I think Skittles wins for me in a landslide. I wouldn't even think about the Baby Ruth.
I think I'd go with the Skittles too, and I'd like a Baby Ruth, but I'd go Skittles.
Taylor, Skittles, easy.
I'll go chocolate over any fruit. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Tell us which candies we should debate throughout up until Halloween. 215-509-5833. Jump in the Discord. Let us know there, too. And we appreciate you tuning in. As always, Dan Snyder, you piece of shit. We don't appreciate you at all. For Vince Quinn and Taylor Kudatis, we will see you at the tailgate. Thank you to PhillySportsTrips.com. Free parking. All-inclusive, $85. Eat and drink as much as possible. Snack time is going to be there playing a huge set. Prem's going to be there. DJing will be there for the watch party and everything else, and you'll see our beautiful faces on the postgame show. Vince Quinn in Chucktown, anything you got to add before we say goodbye?
Yeah, I want to go back to our Pick'em League in the Discord real quick, which is called Bell and the Birdmen's Dan Snyder is a creepy piece of shit Pick'em League, and we nailed it on that. We absolutely nailed it.
A league in which you're leading too, I think, right?
No, I'm way. I blew it the last couple
I was
weeks.
leading at one point.
Yeah, I'm in like 8th place now. I'm like 6 games behind.
All right, go get Vince's ass and pick him, and we'll see you real soon. Except for you, Dan Snyder, you belong in jail, and that's it for us here at Sandbox Studios. Okay, bye guys.